I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I definitely can. I'm gonna turn that down just a smidge. Hello, everybody. My name is Gravity, and welcome to the test. I saw Markiplier post this, and I was gonna watch the video, but then I got really interested in the game, so I watched about 2 minutes of his video and then decided not to watch anymore because I wanted to play this game myself. And I know I've been gone for a little bit because I have been busy and life is lifey. I'm just gonna jump into this game and not have any full-on explanations of stuff. Now, in order to begin, this is the most important part of this entire experience. You will be asked a series of questions and you must answer them honestly. Now, when I say answer them honestly, I don't mean answer them how you'd like to answer them. Answer them with truth, even if that's hard to face. We all want to be good people. We rarely want to admit our faults, grievances, or mistakes. But you must decide what you truly want. Do you want this to do? Do you want this to work properly? Do you want this? Do you want to be able to speak properly and correctly and fluently? Do you want this to work properly? Do you want the truth about yourself, your destiny in this world? Or would you rather live in a lie just to hide from yourself? Who's this dude? Is that the back of his head, or is that like a hat and that, or is that a mask? Oh wait, that's a mask and this is a face right here. Never mind. The process is very simple in theory. Just answer a long series of questions. What's difficult is self-analyzing your own psyche to evaluate the truth in your own mind and life so that you can predict your future. I don't know if I want to predict my future. You see, as long as you're honest with these questions and answers, you'll be able to see your own future here. This will tell you things you already know, but don't necessarily know that you know. As long as the answers you provide to the questions are 100% honest and true, this process will simply unlock a part of your mind that you will not have natural access to. I think being self-reflective, I don't know, you do have to work on being self-reflective. It's not immediately natural. This isn't psychic. This isn't a personality test. This is simply nature. This is you. This is your mind. This is simply nature taking its course. This is the human brain at work unlocking hidden truths within itself. While attempting to answer many of these questions, you'll often wonder things like, well, this answer depends on the circumstances. Rate your own circumstances in your mind and answer the question with a simple yes or no, as is you see fit. You may not understand nor realize it, but your mind will develop the situation required to answer your question the way it needs to be answered. I invite you to grab a drink of water, sit back and relax, and enjoy the experience. We are about to begin with a series of questions, and provided that you are willing a participant, we will be unlocking some substantial information today. Here we go. What, would you be alright living alone forever? This is the only question that I even listened to Markiplier remotely, discuss with himself about. My immediate answer is no. I would not be alright with living alone forever. And I don't even need to come up with some random scenario, because even if I had to live alone forever, I would not be alright. So no. Okay. Do you like the color blue more than the color black? Well, technically black is not a color. It's either like the absence of color or like all the colors like mixed together, depending on if you're talking about light or if you're talking about, colors. Well, colors are light as we see because of light refractions. Anyway. Yes, I like the color blue more than I like the color black. If you found money on the street and knew who it belonged to, would you give it back to them? Absolutely. Are you sure you want the answers you seek? Well, the purpose of looking for answers, asking questions is finding answers. So, yes. And the actual answers, not just something that, reinforces your already confirmed biases. Just real answers. Okay. Are you afraid of spiders? Um, mm, actually, I'm gonna say no. I'm not afraid of spiders. I don't like close-ups of any kind of bug. Um, but I'm not afraid of spiders like, oh my gosh, a spider! Now, if you said cockroaches, absolutely. I know that they're harmless, but it's just the idea and the look and the blood, which is probably the reason why some people are scared of spiders. But I'm going to say no for spiders because I actually like spiders because they eat bugs that I don't like. So I am not afraid of spiders. You knew, wait. If you knew you would emerge unscathed, would you jump into molten lava? If I knew I would emerge unscathed, would you jump into molten lava? If I knew I would emerge unscathed, would I jump into molten lava? Except for the fact that I know that I would come out unscathed, what other motivation is there for me to jump into this lava? Am I showing off? Am I gonna get prize money? Uh, and what exactly is telling me that I know that if I jump in the lava, I'll come out unscathed? This is a normal thing that everybody can do now, and we just go lava swimming? Would I jump in the molten lava? I'll be honest. I mean, like I said, come up with your own scenarios. If the scenario was reality as I know it, and for some reason I can jump into molten lava and come out unscathed, I wouldn't want to do that because then if I came out unscathed, people are like, oh my gosh, she must be a god. She came out of lava unscathed. I'm being called. Okay, so because of that, it's like if it was just this reality and I just jumped into molten lava and I came out unscathed, people would be like, "Oh my gosh, she must be a god," and I wouldn't want that. I don't want to be viewed that way. I don't want that much responsibility and power all of a sudden, and people looking up to me like that. I don't want that. That's too much pressure. But if this is a situation where everyone can do this and we're just jumping into lava like we jump into water to swim, then yeah, I guess I would. But I'm going to pick the situation where it would be an amazing, like, miraculous feat in this reality, in which, no, I would not jump into the molten lava. Would you consider yourself to be fat? No, I do not consider myself to be fat. Would you say that you have lots of charisma? I can be very something. No, I don't. Have you ever wished you could be temporarily frozen? You mean like Fry in Futurama? I mean, not really. I mean, it comes to mind now. I've probably thought about it at some point in my life, but I don't think I ever actually wished for it to happen, so I'm going to say no. This is all very interesting. Okay. Do you realize that the last letter of the previous 5 questions, when put together, spells the name Satan? No, and I don't care. Does that make you uncomfortable? I mean, it would have, like, in the past, but no. Especially knowing that Satan basically just means adversary in another language. And adversary is not some dude with a pitchfork going around saying, hoo hoo hoo, I'm gonna make you not believe in God. So no, it does not make me feel uncomfortable. Are you good at finding hidden puzzles or clues? Um, no, I'm not. Are you now wondering what other hidden messages are placed within these questions? Um, actually, no, I wasn't thinking that at all. I was thinking about just continuing on to the next question. Maybe I should have thought about other hidden clues and stuff, but I didn't. So I'm gonna be honest. No. Have you been entirely honest with your answers thus far? Yes, I have been honest. Are you afraid of the consequences for answering questions dishonestly? Um, I don't want to answer them dishonestly, but I mean, you're a game, so how would you know that I answered it dishonestly or not? So I'm not really afraid of the consequences. I might do a run of this game where I answer every single question against my better judgment and see what happens. So no, I'm not. Were you aware that there could be potential consequences for answering dishonestly? I mean, nothing drastic. It's a game, so no. Are you wondering how these questions began? Are you wondering how these questions began to take a strange turn? I mean, I kind of expected it because that's this kind of game. So no. Would you consider yourself captive? Captive by what? Pirates? Um, no, I'm gonna say no. Just first thing. Very interesting. Would you consider yourself to be brave? Uh, I want to say yes, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say no. Because, I mean, bravery is like doing the right thing in the moment, even when it's not the most beneficial thing for yourself. Um, and I will admit to becoming a deer in headlights a lot of the times when there's those situations where I should probably act, but then kind of fear and self preservation gets the better of me, and that's not good. But I'm not gonna act like I'm better than what I really am because I do want to answer these honestly. I think at times I have exhibited bravery, but would I use that as a description of my full self? I don't think I would. Do you view yourself as someone with above average intelligence? No, I don't. Have you been looking for hidden messages in these questions? No, I haven't. I've been pondering the questions. Are you wondering which hidden message you may have missed? Um, no, not really. Have you begun to wonder how long this test will take or how many questions exist in this session? Um, yeah, I've thought of that. Would you consider yourself to be a patient person? Sometimes. I feel like I have some impatience because if I get an idea about something or I remember that I need to do something, if I don't do it immediately or very shortly after it appearing in my mind, I will very likely forget about it and not do it. So think I have some impatience in the fact that I need to do things as I remember them or as I know that I need to do them. Because if I don't, I'll forget and it won't get done at all. So I might be impatient, like, oh, I have something to do and it needs to be done by the end of the week. But I can't wait and relax for a couple of days before getting to work on it because I'm worried that I'm going to forget about it. So I guess I have impatience in waiting to do something that I don't immediately need to do, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It is good to get things done sooner than later. But then if it's like I have other priorities that are more important than that thing that I remembered, I will get really antsy trying to get my actual priority things done first because I just know I'm gonna forget that other thing and then never do it. And that I will want to prioritize that smaller thing over the bigger things because I know I'm not going to forget the bigger things, but I might forget that smaller thing. So I get impatient waiting to do that smaller thing. So I will want to do the smaller thing first. And it'll seem like I'm putting smaller things of higher priority. And that's not really the case. The case is I just want to remember to do this thing, so I want to do it first, so that me trying not to forget to do that won't bog me down while I am doing actual things of priority. Does that make any semblance of sense? Do I consider myself a patient person? You know what? I work with children. I love children. I have tons of patience for children, not so much for adults sometimes, though, because they should know better. This is a very difficult question. I'm, I am going to say that I have displayed patience as a person, but could I work on being more patient? Would someone describe me as a patient person? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe it's not an answer here. I'm gonna say no, just because I'm grappling with this too much for me to confidently say yes. Do most humans annoy you? Not, I mean, some do, but I'm not gonna say most. Because, I mean, at the very least, it's gonna be a 50-50 split, and that's not most, and that's not least. So, no. Do you prefer animals to people? I actually don't. I mean, animals are great, but I can't really have a conversation with them. And sometimes I can't really have a conversation with people either. But there's more potential for a conversation with people than there is with an animal. Or I could do with an animal what I'm doing right now. It's basically talking to myself. But I really do. I'm gonna say I do prefer people to animals. Not that I hate animals, but I like people. You no. Do you believe in magic? Yes, I do. I believe in greater powers beyond what we know, and I think magic is part of that, so I'll say yes. Do you believe in God or the existence of some form of higher power? I do. Do you fear death? Um, I fear the uncertainty and the unknown of death, but death is something that everybody does. So, I mean, kind of. And also, I mean, I just said that I believe in God, so I do have a hope for an afterlife. But a hope for an afterlife is not the same thing as knowing, but it's just it's the hopefulness, so it's not just complete despair. But I mean, even if you don't think there's life after death and it's just end of consciousness, I mean that's still like a hope for an end to like earthly pain, even if it's just nothing afterwards. So I mean, I'm I think I think I would fear the pain of dying more than after the fact. Because if it's after the fact, then I mean, I'm not gonna be able to tell anyone what happens afterwards. It's just I'm gone. So I guess I would say I fear more the pain of dying or being killed or something than the actual end of it. Because I have a hope for afterwards, but even if that hope isn't real, I mean, there's also the end of consciousness possibility, which I think is also not bad. So, um, I'm gonna say no, just because it's not the death itself; it's the pain of the dying that I guess I fear the most. Because I mean, everybody dies, so it's something that everybody does. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. Are you attracted to someone whom you're not currently in a relationship with? Like, I attract to someone I'm currently not in a relationship. I mean, like, a an actual attraction, as in I want to be in a relationship with a different person, or just like a petty like attraction, like that person looks nice, but I'm married. You're attracted to someone who you're not currently in a relationship with. I mean, it's not like just because you're married or have a boyfriend or girlfriend that automatically now all people don't have different levels of physical like attractiveness just by sight. That of course is very shallow and doesn't compare to the relationship that you should have with your partner, your spouse, or your boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever. That should be greater than just superficial things. I mean, I guess depending on who you are, but I attract to someone who nobody. Well, actually, the only thing that's come to mind, I read this and I immediately thought of like an actor that I like. It's simply of like the superficial like of like looks, and that's like the end of it. So technically yes. But do I desire a relationship with anybody else right now except for my husband? No. So it says attracted. So I'm gonna go with the uh just the basic definition of that. I'll say yes, but that doesn't mean like pursuing anything. Okay, did you answer that last question with 100% honesty? I absolutely did. Are you alone? I hope so. Yes. In this room? Wait, am I alone in this room or am I like alone in my heart? Because that's two very different questions. I am alone in this room right now. I'm not alone in this house. My children are in this house. My husband is in this house. I'm not alone in this world. I have, of course, I just said my family. I have friends. I have like colleagues and people who I know and I speak with. So in that sense, I am not alone. So I'm gonna go bigger picture here and not smaller picture in this room by myself. And I'm gonna say no, I am not alone. If I told you with utmost certainty that there's someone watching you, would you believe me? I mean, like, what kind of person? Like someone watching me through the window, or being like watched by God? Um, so it would depend on which one of those you mean. If I told you with utmost certainty that there's someone watching me right now, would you believe me? I mean, both are a possibility. Someone could be watching me from that window, but I don't know if I would believe you. If I told you with utmost certainty that someone's watching you, would you believe me? Well, I also want to take into account that you are a video game. So, no. I don't think I'd believe you. Have you wondered who I am? Uh, Not really. I just assumed you were the game. Have you had shivers at any point in this session? Not really. I've had a lot of good pondering moments, but no shivers. Do you feel like you're being watched? I feel like I'm being watched. I mean, I am making a video for people to watch. Do I feel like I'm being watched right now? Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Have you considered quitting the session early? Yes, but only because I'm hungry and I want to go get food, and I'm also very tired. So I'll just be honest and say yes. Do you drink water every day? No, I don't. Do you eat at least once per day every day? Yes, I do. Do you realize that you've missed 7 hidden messages thus far? Nope, I haven't been looking. Do you realize that you just missed another one? Nope. Are you wondering what they are? Yeah, I'm curious. What are they? Would it bother you to never know without finding them yourself? Wait, would it bother you to never know without finding them yourself? Would it bother me to never know? Um, you know what? No, it wouldn't bother me. Is your favorite number 7? It no. My favorite number is not 7. Life is short, but it's the longest thing you'll ever do. Do you agree? Life is short, but it's the longest thing you'll ever do. Life is short, but it's the longest thing you'll ever do. Life is short, but it's the longest thing that you'll ever do. What's something that's longer than life that you do? You know what? I could think about it longer. I could think about it longer. I think the longest thing I'll ever do is think about if life being short, but the longest thing I ever do would do I agree? Anyway, yeah, I'll agree. Oranges cannot be compared to apples. Do you agree? No, oranges can definitely be compared to apples because you can say, do you like orange juice or do you like apple juice better? I'm going to compare oranges to apples by saying I like apples better because oranges have to be peeled and I don't have to peel apples. Or I like oranges because they're juicy and I don't like apples because the skin of an apple makes me gag when I have to try and swallow it. So yeah, I think you can compare oranges to apples, but what you can't do is make like the I guess definitive statements that like apples are better than oranges or oranges are better than apples. Like you can't compare them like that because it's all opinion based, but you can't compare them based on opinions of which one you like more or which one you dislike more. So I think you can compare apples and oranges, but you can't compare apples to oranges. And that's what it says. Oranges cannot be compared to apples. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the typical understanding of what this phrase actually means, and I'm gonna say yes. Venus is something sometimes referred to as the morning star. Did you know this? I think I did. I'm not sure. It sounds familiar. I'm gonna say yes because I'm pretty sure I knew that. Wait, is it Venus that's the morning star, or is it a different planet that's a morning star? Is this a trick question? Venus is sometimes referred to as the morning star. Did you know this? I'm gonna say no, just in case it's actually wrong information and I'm remembering incorrectly, and the morning star is actually a different planet. So no. Everyone deserves a second chance. Do you agree? Um, I agree, but second chances look very different for a lot of people, and always mean. Second chances don't mean regaining full trust, but the second chance is the opportunity to build trust back with someone. That is the second chance. Not that someone just immediately forgives you and like that's the end, nothing else, doop de doop. But the second chance is to work towards gaining someone's trust back, like with people. So, yeah, I think people deserve second chances, and that second chance is the chance to build trust back, not necessarily just being, you know, forgiven and like there's nothing for you to do and you're just the same person. If you want a second chance, you have to grow as a person. Because if you don't take that second chance to grow as a person, then you're not taking that second chance. You're just being the same person who, messed up. In which I'm not saying that people can't mess up more than once because, we're human beings, but it's the process of becoming better, not just being the same person and just being like, well, I'm sorry and I'm not gonna do anything about it. Yeah, not that. But anyway, well, yeah, I agree that people. Well, it's not that they deserve second chances. Is that people can give second chances, and when they do give those second chances, it's a second chance to be able to gain trust back. And I already answered the question, so it's too late. You can do anything you put your mind to. I actually don't agree with that because I can really put my mind to flying, but if I jump off this house, I will not be able to fly. Obedience is more important than freedom. I think you find freedom in who you're obedient to. But, because I think you can be obedient to someone and still have freedom, but if you try and get freedom solely, obedience is more important than freedom. I mean, now this is messing with my Christian theology. Um, Obedience is more important than freedom. I mean, it depends on who you're being obedient to. It really does. And I mean, being obedient to like another human being, obviously you want to try and obey your parents because they're supposed to be wiser than you, but also parents are human beings and they can be messed up. And if you obey a messed up parent, that's just abuse. And if you're obeying a messed up parent, that's abuse. That's not freedom. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna say no. But you can be free and still be obedient to someone, but it doesn't mean that but that doesn't mean that obedience is more important than freedom. But I think you can still have freedom in obedience to someone. So, is obedience more important than freedom? I'm gonna say no. Underwater adventure sound like a fun time. Underwater adventures sound like a fun time. Sure. SpongeBob, did you realize that the first letter of the previous 8 questions spelled the phrase "I love you"? I did not. Do you wish to be loved? Everybody wishes to be loved. Do you have any addictions? Not that I'm aware of. In fact, I don't think so. No, I don't. I really don't think so, and that's honest. Do you dislike the color pink? I don't dislike it. No, I don't dislike the color pink. Does the color gray seem depressing? No. Do you enjoy loud music? Sometimes. Yeah. Do you like to dance? I mean, like dance in the kitchen like a dummy, or like dance like ballet, like professionally? I'm gonna say no. I'm not gonna count just like moving around randomly as dancing, even though it is, just because it's really not something like I like to do like passionately. Like I might say like I like to I like to read, I like to discuss things, I like to draw. Like those are things that I can actually get into like passionately, but dancing is not one of those things. Would you consider yourself normal? I have no idea. I think so, maybe. But I always feel like I'm the abnormal one out in like a group of people. So I don't want to say like, oh, I'm not normal, I'm a weirdo. Just to be quirky. But I legitimately think that in like a group of people, I am the odd one out. I mean, I do have ADHD. I know that I'm neurodivergent, but I don't want that to be like, oh, that's my whole personality. I'm weird and not normal. I don't want that to be like my whole personality. But I don't know. Am I normal? Is anybody normal? I uh would you consider yourself normal? Now, I'm gonna say no, just because I don't really think anyone is. But maybe I am normal. I'm gonna go any mini money mo on this because I don't want to think about this for too long, just because I don't want this video to be super long. Any mini money mo. That's like any money mo. Sure, I'm normal. You love your parents. Yes, I love my parents. Have you ever been lied to? Yes, I've been lied to. Do you get angry often? I don't know about often, but when I get angry, I get angry. No, I don't get angry often. Do you hold grudges? No. So like I said, when I get angry, I get angry, but then I'm done being angry. So I really do try and move on from things, and it's not super difficult for me, and I know that's not something a lot of people can say. So I don't hold grudges. No, it does not come naturally to me to hold grudges. I mean, I can get angry, and you will definitely know that I am angry, but grudges is not something that really happens. No. Have you ever forgiven someone? Yeah, I've forgiven. Have you ever lied? Yes. Do you think flowers are more beautiful than trees? There are flowers that grow on trees. Do you think flowers are more beautiful than trees? Uh, sure. There actually are some ugly trees out there, so I'll go with beautiful flowers. Have you ever wanted to be an animal instead of a person? I mean, I've thought about it. Do you believe you have psychic powers? No. Have you ever seen a ghost? I don't think so. No. Do you dream often? I Daydreaming is a hobby of mine. Do you have nightmares often? I probably have nightmares probably at least 2 to 3 times a week. And I actually enjoy them because number one, I know they're not real. So when I wake up, I'm all like, oh my gosh, that would have been an amazing horror movie. Maybe I'm messed up, but I actually do have nightmares often, but I kind of enjoy them. Do you suffer from anxiety attacks? Do you suffer from depression? I don't think so. I mean, I know that I got some anxiety, but I don't think that I'm sad. Um, I'm gonna say no because I really don't think I do. Like, I know I get anxious, and that can really like grab me sometimes. But I don't want to think that, oh, because I have anxiety, I also have to have depression. Because I don't think it's true. I am working on going to see a therapist, and maybe there's more about depression that I just don't know about, that it like crosses over into certain like sex and sec like sections of like mental illness. But I don't think that I do, and I'm not gonna pretend like I do because I think it should go along with anxiety. So no. Do you exercise often and stay active? I'm not inactive. Would you consider yourself emotionally wounded? Well, I mean, I, I don't know. I mean, I have nightmares, but I enjoy them. I have anxiety attacks, but they come and go. Uh, I mean, uh, there's some stuff that happened to me, but I don't know if I'm really wounded from it anymore. It's just something that happened now, and it's not that I want to repress those things. It's just, why on earth would I dwell on them long enough for them to bother me? Just if they're not bothering me now. I don't think I'm emotionally wounded. But there are things about myself that I do worry about because, like, some examples that were given to me, like, be a person, they were bad examples. So then my goal is to just do the opposite. And to do the opposite has me worried because I don't exactly know how, like, what the what's the word, like, what the like the true opposite is, and so maybe I'm doing it wrong. Is that emotionally wounded? I think everybody in some way has some emotional wounds. I mean, nobody's family is like perfect. Would you consider yourself emotionally wounded? So would I consider myself emotionally wounded? No. If I talk to a therapist and we start diving a little bit deeper into myself and they make some suggestions and I have an epiphany about something, maybe I am. But as it stands right now, I do not consider myself emotionally wounded. Have you ever felt betrayed? Yes. Do you ever feel lost in life? I mean, sometimes. I mean, do you ever feel this? So, yeah, sometimes. Would you consider yourself a natural leader? No. If you could push a button and destroy the world, would you press it? No! Do you sometimes dream of being a hero? Yes. Have you ever been bullied? Yes. Yeah. Have you ever bullied someone else? I hope not. I don't think so. I mean, there are times when I would like not want to be like the bully person anymore, and I said a few insensitive things because I thought it was funny, but I never did that consistently. Uh, I don't think so. At least I hope not. I'm gonna say no. Would you consider yourself to be a dreamer? I don't know. I think I try to think pretty realistically. Do you sometimes hurt people's feeling unintentionally? Yes, because what comes along with ADHD is impulsiveness, and I'll be talking to somebody, and they'll say something which, and this has happened to me a few times, for them is something that is a secret between us, like me and the other person. But my brain is all like, wow, really? That's a thing? I'm gonna go actually find out and verify this information. And I have unintentionally let out some secrets because I didn't know they were secrets, and my impulsiveness just wanted me to figure out if it was true. And so I just immediately went to go find out. So yeah, I definitely unintentionally hurt people's feelings. Do you find space fascinating? I imagine Markiplier right now answering this question. Absolutely yes. I do find space fascinating, but not obsessively so. But I do find it fascinating. Would you consider yourself to be an artist? You know what? Yes, I do consider myself to be an artist. Would you consider yourself to be a good friend? I hope that I am a good friend. But I know I have many flaws, especially when it comes to interacting with people. But I'm gonna say yes. Do you consider yourself to be flawed? Yes, I just said that. Do you believe in perfection? Um, I mean, no and yes. I think perfection is something that we are imperfect. So because we are imperfect, our perception of perfection is already inherently flawed. So whatever we think perfection is, that's not what it is. It's perfect, which we can't really fathom because we are imperfect. So even if I believed in perfection, it would be a flawed perception of perfection. So, do I believe in a flawed perception of perfection? I mean, no, I don't want that kind of perfection. I think real perfection is that whole. I mean that longing everybody has to be better, or get better, or strive for, like whatever, like that feeling is to no longer feel empty or broken, whatever that is, whatever fills that spot that will finally allow us to even fathom what actual perfection is. Because as of right now, any idea of perfection is flawed. And any kind of perfection we strive for is flawed and will not be perfection because we're imperfect. But I do believe that there is a true perfection, and that's what we actually want to strive for, but we can't because we're flawed and our perception of perfection is flawed. Please tell me that makes sense. So I'm gonna say no, just because I don't believe in the perfection that I think that this question is supposing, like Steven Universe White Diamond perfection. No. Have you ever stolen from someone? I have. Would you ever kill someone under any circumstances? Big thing here, under any circumstances. I'm pretty sure if someone was harming my children, that I would go mom to the rescue, and whoever is harming my children are probably not going to be breathing for very much longer. Yeah, so would you ever kill someone under any circumstances? I think that I'm very capable, just like anyone else is. If you had one day to live, would you tell anyone? Uh, like I said before, I've told secrets by accident. I don't really think it's something that I'd be able to keep to myself. So yeah, I'd tell people. Have you ever told your darkest secrets to anyone? Yes. Do you trust me even though you know nothing about me? No, not really. I mean, do you know who I am? No. If I appeared behind you right now, would you scream yes? If I told you that you've been if I told you that I've been behind you this entire time, would that scare you? No, because you're not. Would you consider yourself to be empathetic? I hope so. Would you consider yourself to be romantic? I don't know. Not really, no. Have you ever been in a physical fight? I have. Are you prone to headaches or migraine? What is this? For like a freaking trial run for a medication? I used to be, but not anymore. Do you look at the ground when you walk? That kind of gives me a headache, actually. No, I don't. Are you attracted to the opposite sex? I am. Would you ever shave your head? Maybe. I mean, the thing that I could think of to shave your head is in support of someone with cancer. I know people with cancer though, but I haven't shaved my head. I I I think that I would, but I don't know if I would do it on my own. If there was a group of us doing it together for a particular reason, I think that I would. I'm gonna say yes. Are you attracted to muscular bodies? Not really. Not 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 really. I like the idea of a muscular body, but I I think I would prefer like something lean, like practical muscles, not like bodybuilder muscles. I feel really bad because I know there are some people who work really hard to gain that, but that's not something that I'm into. So bodybuilder type, no. Like lean, like go to the gym like every like once in a while, like just eating healthy. I mean, yeah, but that's not necessarily muscular. That's just like trying to be healthy. Uh, I'm gonna say no. Have you ever danced? Have you ever danced when no one is looking? I mean, yes. Do you trust your best friend entirely? Who's my best friend? Uh, yeah. Do you remember your childhood extremely well? I mean, I remember it. Would you rob a bank if you could get away with it? I don't think I would. Did you ever dream about running? Did you ever dream about running from a killer? Uh, I mean, I've had dreams like that before. Did you ever dream about falling off a cliff? Yes. Uh, do you ever dream about being naked in public? I have had that dream before. Do you enjoy scary movies or books? I actually don't watch very many scary movies or scary books, but I have in the past. It's just I haven't really been big on reading novels lately. Most of the books that I've been reading lately are nonfiction or like informative books. I'm gonna say no. Do you enjoy comedic television shows or movies? A lot of comedic television shows and movies are kind of trash right now, but there are ones that I do enjoy. Do you like being the center of attention? No. Do you feel like someone is always watching you? I mean, not really. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to go to space? I have wondered, so yes. Have you ever had an out of body experience? I don't think so. Yeah, actually, yes. Have Have you ever punched a nun? No. Do you like dogs better than cats? No, I like cats better than dogs. I'm sorry. Do you prefer to read more than you watch movies? I like both. But lately it's been more reading, but through the majority of my life I've probably enjoyed watching movies more. Reading is more of a recent thing for me. I mean, not that I didn't read before, it's just I've been reading more. Do you prefer I'll say no. Are you still wondering why I asked you if you ever punched a nun? Yes. Do you get Starbucks? No. Do you get starstruck easily? No. Oh, I probably should have said yes. Oh, I don't know why I read starstruck and I thought Starbucks. Like, can you order Starbucks super easily? Easily? I'm so dumb. Do you hate going to big parties and social gatherings? I don't hate going. I hate staying longer than I want to stay. So no. Is your favorite part? Is your favorite part of your birthday receiving presents? Um, no. My favorite part is making everyone play a board game. No. Seriously though, have you ever punched a nun? Like really, just bam, right in the face, nun punch. No. Did you laugh? I mean, I laugh now. No, I didn't laugh. I just read it. Did you did you say what the fuck in your head or even out loud? Uh I mean, I did just now. Wait, for the last question or for now? No, for the last question. Are you now eager to somehow get the opportunity to punch a nun sometime soon? No. If there's a hell, do you think you're going to it? No. Do you enjoy fantasy fiction games? I'm gonna say yes because uh, yesterday, we actually finally got to do another D&D session, and it was super fun. Um, not lately, but I mean, uh, sometimes. uh, I, I mean, I go into cycles. Sure. Are you wondering what? Oh, absolutely. Are you more than slightly uncomfortable right now? More than slightly? Not really. Is your mouth dry? No, actually, I've been talking a lot, so I'm trying to keep spit from gathering around the edges of my mouth. Nope. Does profanity make you uncomfortable? It would have in the past, Like, not very long ago, it definitely would have. But now, not really. Do you do you believe in legendary beasts such as the Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot? Hmm, less now than I used to. But I mean, not really anymore. It's because I feel like we would have found these creatures by now. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if one day they said, "Oh, we found the Loch Ness monster. Oh, Bigfoot's real." But I used to be super into cryptids, but not really anymore. Are you poor with money management? I'm not bad, but I'm not great. But I'm also really bad at math, so I'm gonna take that into consideration, and I'm gonna say yes. Do you enjoy solving mathematical puzzles? No. I mean, if I'm solving the puzzle because I want to, yeah, I can enjoy it. But if I have to do some stupid math problem because it's part of like homework, then no. But I'm gonna say no in general. Do you speak more than one fluent language? No. Have you ever visited a country other than your own? Yes, I have. Do you enjoy coffee? I do indeed. Yes. Do you believe in demons? Yes. Do you believe in angels? Yes. Are you afraid of sharks? I mean, if I was in the ocean, I would be potentially afraid of a shark. Not on land, but sure. Do you prefer baths over showers? I do. Baths are so relaxing. I mean, showers you have to stand. That's. I mean, you get to lay down in warm water. My cat wants in. I'm not gonna let him in because he's gonna attack my feet, and I don't need none of that right now. I do prefer baths. Does the smell of perfume or cologne give you a headache? Yes. Do you see that shadow move? Wait, did you see that shadow move? Did you see that shadow move in your room a few moments ago? In this room or in here? Because if there's a shadow that moved in here, it was my stupid cat trying to get into the room. Cat Stubbs, you're okay. There's nothing special in here. Are you stuck in the bathroom? Is the other side of the door closed? I'm gonna go see if I can help my cat. Yeah, I don't know what's up with my cat. So, no, I didn't. Do you ever hear your name being called even when you know no one is calling it? Here's the thing. If I hear my name being called, half the time I ignore it because a different person with my name is being called. Because I have a very, common name. So, no. Your things in your home often go missing and then reappear later. I mean, I feel like we have like 20 pairs of scissors, and anytime I need a pair of scissors, I can't find them. But anytime, like, I don't really need a pair of scissors for any particular reason, I find a pair of scissors and I try to put it somewhere where I'll remember it later that I need a pair of scissors, and then I go to find it, and then I can't find it when I actually need a pair of scissors. So I'm gonna say yes. Do you ever hear footsteps around you when you're alone? Um, no. Do you ever hear random knocking noises around you? Yes, but it's usually my cat. Do you ever look at the same time? Wait, do you often look at the same time on the clock every day? I don't know what that means. Do you often look at the same time on the clock? No. Have you ever felt your feet being grabbed at night while sleeping? I mean, that's definitely something people think about, but no. Do you have pets? I do. Is your favorite color green? No, but my husband's favorite color is green. Are you attracted to a family member? My husband, who is a family member. If you won the lottery, would you share the money with anyone? I would. If you could be the dictator of your own country, would you accept the role? Um, no, and maybe. What exactly happened that got me into the situation of potentially being a dictator? Uh, I wouldn't like that. At So I mean, I would say no, but it's like that thing that people say, like the people who are actually fit to rule won't accept like leadership positions because they know that they're not all that in a bag of chips. Cat. I'm gonna say no. I don't think. Would you ever wonder what it would be like to be in prison? Did you ever? I actually have wondered that. Uh, do you like fishing? No. Do you like hunting? I've never done it. No. Do you like camping? I mean, I don't do it very often. I don't hate it, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, I love it. You like guns? I mean, I don't think they're evil, but I don't like. Sammy has a whole bunch of guns, but mostly because he needed one for his job, and he likes them in general. But we keep them locked up in a safe place, which I think is kind of stupid to own something that the only thing you do with it is lock it up. But not. I mean, I don't hate them, but I understand their controversialness, and I think they should be more of a priority to, you know, not end up in places where they shouldn't be than other things. So, are you tired of answering questions? I actually am. It's getting kind of late, and I would like to go to bed. Oh, yes. No, not really. I'm pretty boring. Uh, eyes are the window to the soul. Do you agree? Sure. You always keep your promises. Nobody ever always keeps their promises. Would you ever completely trust someone? Wait, would you ever completely trust someone who lied to you? I mean, you really shouldn't completely trust anyone. But I mean, there are people who you obviously trust more than others. Uh, Not completely. Are you an only child? No. Do you ever enjoy being drunk? I've never been drunk. Do you like tattoos? I don't have any. I've considered getting one, but my own taste in things can change so frequently that I don't know what I would actually get that I wouldn't be like, maybe I shouldn't have gotten to that, like later down the line. So, I think there are people who have wonderfully beautiful tattoos and they're super cool. I just don't know if I would ever get one just because of my own indecisiveness. So, I'll say yes, but not on me. You enjoy being high in front. I've never been high. Do you believe you have a soul? Yes. Did you cry this week? Yes. Are you upset with someone right now? I mean, no, I'm not. Is there someone who you're not being completely honest with daily? Uh, like myself? No. Do you understand how this works yet? Uh, no. If you answer the question twice, wait, wait. If you answer the questions twice, your truth may change. It's not just about answering the questions; it's about the time you spent answering them. The combination, the combination you answer them in. It's about many different variables you'd never guess. You understand? Yes. Are you wondering if the end of this test is coming soon based on the previous question you just answered? Yes. If I were to tell you that this entire hang on. If I were to tell you that this entire process was planted here for you, specifically you, to learn something about yourself and anyone else that bothers using this is just a byproduct of its invention, would you believe that? Wait, if I were to tell you that this entire process was planted here for you, specifically you, to learn something about yourself and anyone else that bothers using this, it's just a byproduct of its intention, would you? I guess so. Are you afraid of being abandoned? Um, I mean, nobody wants to be abandoned, but it's not a current fear of mine. Are you afraid of dying alone? I don't think anyone wants to die alone. It's not a current fear of mine. I should have said no on the last one. Do you worry that one day you'll be unexpectedly murdered? Well, that would be fascinating. No. Are you always on guard, waiting to fend off an attack? No. Do you feel like I know you yet? You probably know me better. Have you heard any strange noises while answering these questions? Yeah. I think we have enough information about you. Whether you skipped questions, answered honestly or dishonestly, took loads of time to respond, or answered quickly without reading or understanding properly, I've been able to tell. I'm calculating your results. I'm analyzing you very carefully. I'm judging you. Judge away. Based on what you've told me, this is what I can conclude. People who do real well to start. Wait, people would do real well to start taking you a bit more seriously and listen to you a lot more often. Your intelligence is incredibly underrated, even by your own standards. If a zombie apocalypse were to occur, you'd be everyone's best friend because their relationship with you wouldn't be an option. It would simply be a necessity to survive. You have so much to offer to this world and those around you, but you absolutely must make your talents and knowledge readily available. People are too afraid to ask you for your opinion oftentimes. Even when they do, they're afraid of your truths. You're not like others, you're special. Not everyone is going to cut it in this life, and that's an unfortunate fact. But you, now you on the other hand, are going to thrive no matter what happens. You've got what it takes to take any project to the next level, whether it's working on your own or as a part of a team. You're underrated, you're underappreciated, and you're often misunderstood. It's not fair, but life isn't fair and it never will be. Life will always be what you make it, and you've got some insane amount of potential. Ultimately, it's still up to you what you do with it. One thing I will say, however, is that you need to snap out of this false reality that you tend to live in sometimes. The world you've managed to escape to in your head, while much better than the world around you, is not going to get you anywhere in life. Actions are what will make things happen. Actions will take you to the next level, not just sitting in your head all day long. Let this be the swift kick in the ass you need to be productive and take things to the next level. Well, gee, thanks. Do you want to freaking tell me how to go to the next level of things? And not just the thinking stage? Because I got a lot of random things in my head, and I can't just do every single random thing that pops in my brain. Don't waste any more time. Just kick ass. Your secret word is order. Remember this word. This will come in handy. Take the secret word that was assigned to you at the end of your session and leave it in a comment for us. We will be selecting some of you based on your answers to be included in a future project we are currently working on. Don't be afraid. This is an opportunity for you to be a part of history, but this is a chance for you to be a part of something greater. Be sure to note your secret word in the comments. If you do not wish to be a part of the upcoming project, simply leave your secret word out of the comments and we will not select your name. We appreciate any and all comments you leave, and we always read them thoroughly. Thank you for taking the time to answer these questions. I know they've been of some help to you, and if they aren't yet, it will all make sense very soon. Trust me on that. Alright, so that was the test, which I feel like it's just one of those tests you take online about like what's your strength in business? What's your thing that you're good at doing entrepreneurially? I just kind of felt like that's what this was. Anyway, thank you everybody so much for watching. If you watched throughout this entire thing, I hope it was entertaining and I hope you were actually able to learn a few things about me and, I don't know, play this game yourself and see what your word is at the end. And I want to know if anyone here has actually ever punched a nun. Because I want to talk to you because you've got to be an interesting person. Alright, thank you. Bye bye.